crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I'ma leave a decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. Tell me about that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, in the girl, and try me, I deserve it. Nothing to be lurking. Yeah. You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the right. Nobody touched me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I'ma leave a decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. Tell me about that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, in the girl, try me, I deserve it. Nothing to be lurking. Yeah. You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the right. Nobody touched me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I'ma leave a decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, work, work.
Hey y'all, what's going on? Come on in, like the video. Y'all, it's me. It's MOCHA. Child, it's a whole lot of today. If it's your first time here, welcome. Extra special welcome really to you for coming here. If you're back for more of the shiggity and shenanigans, thank you for coming back. Make sure y'all hit on that bell button. Make sure it turns black. That way you get all of the notifications. Y'all remember the thoughts, views, comments, and opinions expressed in this video are those of me, MOCHA, for entertainment purposes only. And all commentary is alleged. Let me put my banner up here. Yes, the smoke is rated for anyone. Y'all listen. Whew, there's a lot. Today we're going to start off first with Eboni K Williams. Now, Eboni K Williams did a video with Iyanla. I believe it was like last Thursday or Friday or so. And they were talking about stuff, you know, the usual this, that, and the third. I wasn't paying much attention to it. I like Eboni. I mean, Eboni's all right. I watched her on The Housewives. Sometimes she starts talking a bit too much, so I'll tune out on her. So she's talking to Iyanla, and Iyanla asked her, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play the video for you. I'm going to let you all hear it. And then then I'm going to come back. Let me put this video up here. Let me get it all set for you guys. Hopefully you guys had a good day today. I wanted to do this little quick live for you. All right, let me play this video.
So I will not ask you to indict men in this.
Let me start.
Tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Iyanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done it.
Wait, y'all, look at Iyanla's face. Iyanla's face is killing me.
Small. They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well. I would date a bus.
Now, y'all, I could get behind that, what Iyanla said. I could understand dating a regular guy. That's what I would date. You know what I mean? I'm a regular person. That's who I would date. But Eboni, I guess Eboni, people, if they're saying on the internet that she's a millionaire and whatnot. And wait, let me stop this video. Show you the rest of stuff with her. And that stuff, I understand, but what happened was, I know no woman or man should ever lower their standards. And that I understand. You shouldn't lower your standards at all. And you should be able to date whoever you want to date. And I don't have a problem with that. Like, she's not going to date a regular guy because she feels she's above that. And that I can get behind that. And I totally understand that. But and I was okay with that. But the problem was Eboni ended up going too far in her. And did I play that whole video with the response? I can't remember. But this is her response to the whole thing. I can't remember if I did. I didn't play it. But anyway, Eboni goes on to say she would date the guy if he owned the bus. But, and she's talking to yin yang yang, and I was like, whatever, Eboni. But where Eboni effed up, like, that FAFO, she effed around and found out, is she had to make a response video. And this is where Eboni went wrong. So I'm going to play y'all the response video. Eboni,
after the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even could
stop this. Sometimes you don't need to make a response to everything, especially if you don't get a person who is really going to look over your response and not be a yes person to you. And I think what she probably got was a yes person. And so this is what her response was to the whole thing. And this is where she effed around and found out.
So after the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of Black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and Black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by
C's and D's, Eboni. Listen, Eboni, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. See, right there, you're thinking of people with the C's and D's. Listen, a 2.5 gets you out of undergrad, and then you have to have a B to get out of grad school. So Ebony, don't do that. Don't do that.
Parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of Black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that Black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning Black Americans to happily accept being a permanent American underclass. But see, because I know the truth about Black folk in America, no, average is not and will never.
Pause. Do you really know the truth, Ebony? You're a lighter skinned Black woman who's a lawyer, who I believe went to North Carolina, Chapel Hill, I think. I mean, down there in North Carolina, yeah, they're gonna let you know you was a Negro. But let me play the rest.
To be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
Now, Ebony, Ebony. Ebony, do you really know the plight of Black people, or do you really know what you see in the statistics? And don't get me wrong, y'all. I'm not trying to throw shade on our good sis, because I'm not trying to do that. Let me put our sis back up here. I'm not trying to do that to her. Because, I mean, she's all right. You know, I like to see a Black woman that's trying to get her coin. I don't have an issue with that at all. But Ebony, like, what do you do? Like, you just took the bus, lifted it up, and threw Black men under it, put it back down, then picked it up and threw the rest of us Black folks under it. Like, I didn't like that. I just didn't like that. Like, y'all get down in the comment section and everything and say what you have to say about it. Like, I was not, Ebony. Like, sis, come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, don't do that. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's just not good for. Y'all, this is the stuff that just gets me tired. That just really just tires me out with people. Like, she's a pretty girl. Like, what? And then, like, you know, they was eating her up on social media. They was tearing her up. They was really tearing her up. And I didn't even I looked at the comments and I was like, I can't do it. I didn't even want to bring them over here. I don't even want to drag her. So I'm just gonna leave her alone. So I'm gonna move on to something else. Because I can't. All right, y'all. Next, we're gonna talk about. I was scrolling the other day. You know how you look at something and you're not really looking, and that's what I was doing. And I saw this thing about this MOCHA Fest down in Houston. So I'm like, what is a MOCHA Fest? So MOCHA Fest is something similar to FREAKIK that we used to have. And MOCHA Fest it's like FREAKIK, but y'all, it's on steroids. And I don't want to show the video here because when I tell you it's graphic, it's raunchy, it's a lot. It is a whole lot. It's too much. Now, y'all that may be old enough to remember FREAKIK and the pictures when the people came back, this is nothing compared to that. This is X-rated. This is not safe. Listen, I only could watch like 40 seconds of it, and I was like, no, I couldn't do no more. I had to stop because it was too much. And like we talking full faces and the whole 9 yards. But in watching it, there was one thing that I saw that I want to show y'all that I was totally shocked about, right? And I know people, everybody has to have a job. I know that. But when I saw the flyer for the one in Houston, look who was one of the hosts. It's coming up on the screen right now. If this thing would load up. Bam! DJ Quicksilver. No, he ain't. Now, you know, him and Ashley be going back and forth. He don't have time, this and that and the third. Now, when you go and look at this MOCHA Fest for Houston, listen, if your mate, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your whatever goes down to MOCHA Fest, they're single. Because you're not going down there married. You're single if you go down there. And that's the bottom line. You are single.
And your cousin.
Wait a minute.
Put that shit down.
Wait a minute. Oh, I mean to play that. Yo. So you know how shocked I was when I'm watching, and let me show you this next one. And y'all, wait a minute, y'all. Let me pull this thing up here. And I'm going to leave it has some music, so I'm going to leave the sound out. But you see there? You see Quicksilver up there? That looked like Kevin. Well, no, that's too skinny to be Wendy Williams' ex-husband. But Quicksilver up there. When I tell y'all, this thing is not for single people. You think, child, it was too much. It was too much. That thing was. It was a lot. It was a lot. Yes. Listen, that was X-rated. That was crazy. That was totally crazy. I mean, listen. It was. If y'all listen. Listen. It was a lot. It was a lot. And I was like, whoa. So you go down there. Let me stop sharing him. You go down there to this festival. Now, I showed y'all, let me go back to that picture I had. I told y'all the other places that's going to be, right? And put that back up on the screen. Now, you're supposed to be having yourself a good time on vacation, not so that you come back and your stuff's going to be up on the internet. You think she allowed him to do that? I don't know. That was a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let me tell y'all, if y'all haven't seen it, I could send you the link, or just go on Twitter and put in MOCHA Fest. and and you'll see it. But this is, if you're interested, go to mochafest.com and you see where it's going to be coming up. I think Greece might be next year, but go on there. I forget. I was looking. Listen, I was thinking for a minute, but listen, I'm too old to be going down there and dealing with that stuff. And I don't even drink. So I need to stay away from that. So, whew, child, too much. Too much. Too much. So we're going to move on from that one. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was, let me get that all set for y'all. My next thing. I'll show you this picture of this person. Y'all remember this lady? You remember her? Denasia Jackson, wife of Derek Jackson. Remember the whole thing with him and all the women, and he was doing all the things and whatnot. Remember that whole fiasco? Well, child, I'm here to tell you, Denasia said, Derek, I know you lying. I am not. She's like, Let me get the picture for you. Ooh, the picture. Wait, y'all, the picture is not coming out right. I don't know what happened to it. Let's go right here. All right, here we go. Denasia said, I am doing my thing and being me. Go ahead, Denasia. Look at her Instagram. Look at her. I'm happy for her. Right there, I mean, she looks a little rough, but we all look rough sometime in the morning. Look at her. She got a little swag there, a little confidence in her step. I'm happy for her. Very happy for her. Go ahead, Denasia. She needs to do something. Well, no, I won't say she needs to do something with that hair, because that's her hair and that's how it grows out her head. That style's not for me, but I had something similar going on with mine. Are you going to talk about this too, Slana? Yeah, I'm happy for her. I really am, because she deserves some happiness. I mean, she's still a lot in the. Oh, that vest is sharp. She got on. That thing is sharp. Look how pretty she looks. She really looks nice. I'm glad that she's getting her self-esteem and self-worth back. You know, I'm happy for her. Oh, you said you're exhausted from. I know that the video you did earlier. That's physically, emotionally draining. The video you did earlier. And here's another video of her walking out. She looks really nice. She she lost weight and everything. Well, he was the dead weight hanging on her. I'm happy right there. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead, girl. Do your thing. Yeah, she looks nice. I'm happy for her. I'm really happy for her. You know, everyone deserves happiness. And if a person can't give it to you, then you deserve it with someone else if that's what's going to happen. You know? And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, I'm trying to find what I did with the picture. And that was about Michael Sterling. I don't know what I did with the picture. Let's see if I could find it. But allegedly, let's see. May not be able to find it, but they're saying in word in the streets is that he cheated, and it's I can't find the picture. I don't know what I did with it, but they're getting to that as to why Eva is still on the road to divorcing him, and also as to why remember he adopted their daughter, Eva's daughter Marley. So now instead of him just paying the child support for 2 kids, he's going to be paying child support for 3 children. So I don't know if he had something to say about that. I don't know what the deal was with that, but now he has that going on. So, I mean, oh well, it is what it is. What can you do? You know? So, y'all, I don't know if anybody wants to come up. I'm going to drop down the link. Let's see, here's the link. I'm going to drop the link down. See if anybody wants to come up. Oh, anybody wants to come up. And whatnot. But yeah, those are the topics. Eboni K Williams and her not wanting to date a bus driver, or what Iyanla said was right. Having a man with some integrity, a man who loves what he's doing. Because there's guys out there that are bus drivers that have different occupations that also that invest and do other different things. Like, you don't know until you meet a person and get to know them. And oh, okay. Like this, you never know. But you never know about people you meet once you get to know them. And for her just to say it like that and discount it, and then she wonders why people were calling her gold digger. That's why they were calling her a gold digger, because of that. So you can't, and then other people were saying, they, of course, the usual things, calling them male identified and calling her aggressive. And I hate when people call Black women aggressive, because we're not aggressive, we're assertive. A lot of us have that certain attitude because in our professions, in our homes, just in life in general, we have to have an assertive position because, first of all, as women, especially if she's in a male-dominated occupation, being an attorney, so she has to be assertive to speak for whoever her clients are. So she needs someone that can, kind of like match her energy, I guess, or that is not intimidated by someone like her. I know that she was married before, and I know that she had gotten divorced. I believe she was married before and had gotten divorced, and I believe she said that she took her accountability in that. And then I know that she had a boyfriend and something happened with the boyfriend. But I mean, things like stuff happens with people. I mean, and also at the same token, a lot of men are not looking to get married these days. They want to just, enjoy all the benefits without marriage. And some women too, like getting married is a lot when you go and you get divorced. But however, being married is also a protection. When it comes to divorce, when it comes to splitting assets, when it comes to if you get ill and, you've been with someone for years or whatever, how long, and then something happens and then their family comes into the hospital and, because you're not the next of kin, they're the ones that get to sign the papers and make the decisions, but the person may not have talked to the family, or the family may not like you because you were in a relationship with him or her, whether the relationship is between heterosexual or gay, lesbian, whatever. So it's one of those things where you have to do what works best for you. And you know, me being someone who's been married before, like I see the benefit of it, you know, but I see how, you know, you marry someone, people have other agendas, they got other stuff going on, and it's like easier to like when it's over, tell them they gotta leave and you know get rid of them out of your life to have them leave than to if it's married, they dig their feet in, they don't want to leave. So that's something else you got to deal with. I mean, it's a lot. Either way, it's a lot. So it's really something to think about, you know, as to what you know where you want to, you know, what where you want to take your life. You know, I think everyone should get married once to see what it is, and that's whatever your sexual orientation is. I think everyone should get married to see exactly what it is, because you have some, like all of us who have been married have once been single. So we all can talk about what a single perspective is. You know, however, like, you know, some people who are married haven't been single for 30 years and things have changed within with online dating and meeting people and all that kind of stuff. But you know, marriage can be a very good thing, and it's something that you it has to be worked at. Marriage is like a second job or a third job. It has to be worked at. If you don't put work into your marriage, it's not going to be successful at all. It's just it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. So I was waiting for Selena, but I'm just starting to ramble, and I don't want to hold you guys up because I know it's dinner time for those of us here in the U.S. and whatnot. So I thank you guys for coming and hanging here with me. Once I get more comfortable with these lives, we'll be able to flow and everything and whatnot. My email is in the description of this video. So if you have a topic you want me to talk about, just let me know and I can we could talk about it. You know, if it's something that you know about, I can have you come up. You could be my guest here on screen and we can talk. I have no problem with that at all. I welcome it. The more the merrier. We have a good time over here and whatnot. So just, you know, just send me an email, mochamima@gmail.com, and let me know, or, you know, if you hear about any, you know, any topics at all. Nothing is like I say at the end of my video sometimes. I know I said in the video I did last night about the brat, not as long as it's not nothing crazy, you know, I have no issue with it. So with that, you guys, once again, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So I am gonna get ready to get out of here, and I will see you in the next one.
Work, work, work. To me, I can work, 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 work. Give me, do me, dirt, 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 dirt. So me for that work.
Oh, I'm still here. So you want to come up? You can. I'll drop the link again. Oh, no, I'm tired. Hey, Aunt Ann, how are you? I'm glad you came by. Hey, girl, what's going on?
Hey, sorry, I was actually coming back into. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, that's
So,
okay.
no worries. I'm just really exhausted from the other life. and now I'm back. Because I was like, I was going to definitely tune in, but I was just coming back, so it took me time to get back in.
Oh no, I
So,
understand.
I don't know. I feel like I'm the only one who has the opposite opinion about this Ebony situation because I don't think she didn't do anything wrong. Maybe because I'm quite of the like younger generation, so I
Mhm.
really do not see anything wrong. I think most people in the older generation would prioritize like maybe the loyalty, the love, and everything. But in our generation, we look at majorly comfort. And I think people that are really coming at us saying, oh, she's really like shaming someone, we've moved past that. What if she decides to date because of the pressure, decides to lower her standards, and then she, when you go for something you generally would not go for, eventually you will be discontent and you would harbor hatred. So I don't think people should necessarily be coming for her like, oh my God, why is she saying that? That's what she wants. I know I cannot date a bus driver.
Mhm.
I'm not going to like pretend because that's my own opinion too. So I'm not going to attack people for who they would like to date, their preference, if they would prefer a richer man, who they prefer a because I'm comfortable, I can afford what I want to buy, but I would rather not have to be thinking about bills every day. Yes, eventually you can become something, you can elevate, but I don't know, I've passed the age where what am I talking about? I'm old. I've I'm more of the opinion that I don't need to stress myself. I don't want to stress myself. I don't want to have to build. Meet me up there. I really don't want to stress. So I do get where she's coming from. I'm not the person that will hype up a black woman to stress, to have to suffer with somebody. I want black women to always aim for high because it's gotten to the point where every single time people are talking about dating below, they always it's always in the black community. You never see this kind of conversation happening in other communities except the black community. It's like we like seeing women date lower or have like a struggle love, like basically
Mhm.
financially. They like that kind of storyline that, oh, this woman worked hard with this guy, even though he was poor, even though he was broke. And we need to break those chains because, come on, the white community, they're aiming for their daughters to date Ivy League guys, aiming for their daughters to date accountants, to date doctors. Why did like why was that the only option that came up to Iyanla? Like bus driver, like not anything better, a bus driver. You spend all your day
Well,
driving
I
the
think.
bus.
Well, this is the thing. I think Iyanla said that because a bus driver is a regular. She looked as a bus driver as being a regular guy. She could have
That's not
substituted.
right.
She could have substituted bus driver with a teacher, with
Yeah, if it was a teacher, it would have made more sense.
well, no, because a bus driver is a regular. A teacher is a regular person. A bus driver is a regular person. Some people who drive the bus, they love it. They love driving.
And I don't care if you love driving, to be honest. I'm just not going to struggle with you.
Well, but you never know what someone has going on.
And
But
that's what
because they're a bus driver. Here, okay, here in the U.S., people who are bus drivers make a decent living, right? They make a
yeah.
decent living. They're not making minimum wage. They're not making $7 an hour or $15 an hour. They're making good money, right? They also have good benefits. Some of them have good retirements because a lot of bus driving, jobs, especially if you work for like a state or a city transit. You're making good. Like the people in New York Transit makes a lot of money, and some of those people have investments. They have other business and things going on. So you never know what people have going on. That's why you have to date a person and get to know them and see what their passion is, and not go straight from get to know you and jump in the bed and then try to learn all this stuff after when you already have sex involved. So
I actually do get where you're coming from, because yes, there are obviously bus drivers that are rich, but what percentage of them? Let me look at it from my, who are spending all day driving, most likely will come home tired. They are at a higher risk of more diseases because they have to sit down. Okay, I think my medical stuff is coming out too much, but anyway, they are at risk of many diseases because they have to sit down, and that's not exercise. So,
but
and they are also, the probability that you are not going to be rich is also there. So I would not advise any black lady to have to settle because everybody feels that he's a regular guy.
no,
I don't
no,
think
no. I don't think anyone should settle at all. That's I don't think anyone should settle. However, we have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. Now, as you get older, the window for finding a mate gets smaller. So what we have to look at, and I tell this to my nieces, my daughters, I tell this to younger women all the time. You have to look at things as things that you can deal with and things you can throw out the window. You know what I mean? That like no, that's a non-negotiable no. So for some women, it is the finances. No, I need a man to make 7 figures, or I need a man to make 6 figures. I can understand that. Like someone in Ebony's position, Ebony is, from what I've heard, she may be a millionaire or whatever, at least in the high 6 figures. So she needs a man that's up there with her, right? However, Ebony, I think, is 40, and I'm not 40 something. I'm not trying to age shame her at all. But the men who she may be attracted to may not be attracted to her. So she really has to put herself out there. She may have to do some adjustments to try to meet the man that she really wants.
But you know that not every woman wants to get married. Not every
Yeah.
woman needs to limit themselves. I'm of the opinion that if you cannot stomach limiting yourself, regardless, never limit yourself.
Yeah.
Never limit yourself because of situations. You are aging, so what? The fact that you can see, maybe because I'm into psychiatry, so I'm just like, I really see from there, when you limit yourself and okay, eventually you get that man, the animosity you start breeding, you won't even know where it's coming from. Like little things the person will do will just trigger you. You start getting annoyed at, like, even the thing that at some points people will even stare at you like, are you crazy for getting annoyed at this point, at this thing? Because you decided that, oh, let me just like adjust, and you start doing adjustments that you are necessarily not comfortable with. So I'm just like, maybe it's just me. I just don't think anybody should have to limit themselves or reduce themselves to be able to, oh, I'm married, this is the ring. You know, I'm African, so I've seen this play several times. A woman will have to limit herself just to get married. I know over here they marriage shame people.
Mm-hmm. They
Yeah,
do it.
it's,
They do it
you
here
know,
too.
you bad in the US. Over here, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're in your 20s, you're asking you married. Like it's that bad. And this time they don't even only marriage shame the girls, they marriage shame both the girls and the guys. So it's that terrible. So it's not like I have like a first-hand experience with this. I'm 25, so obviously at this point everybody's staring at me. And I'm like, I'm just not comfortable with the type of men that are coming to me. It's not because of pride. And some people keep saying, oh, it may be pride, it may be this, maybe that. It's not pride. It's just that I have dated down, and I've realized that I will easily start getting irritated. I will have like my how would I call this? My elasticity for their nonsense was really short, and it was just not a healthy relationship. So I just decided that I'm not going to limit myself. I'm going to stay where I want to be. And since then, it has been healthy for me. Anybody I meet, I'll tell you what exactly I expect. And if you cannot afford that, you may just run along. Let's not waste our time each other. So regardless of her being 40, regardless of her being past the age where people would normally get married, I don't think the discussion of her having to settle lower makes sense, because she obviously is not comfortable with it. And from the way she's speaking, even her response, she would be feeling very angry if she does that. So I don't think that's a wise thing for someone like Ebony to do.
Well, it's not. But I want you to understand what I'm saying. It's not. What I'm saying is not settling. But there's some things that you have to realistically. We have to be realistic. We have to be realistic at all ages. We have to be realistic. And that's what I want for her. And I believe, I remember her saying that she wants to get married and have another relationship and all that. And you have to be realistic. Listen, for myself at my age, I'm almost 60. I made a decision years ago. I didn't want to be getting another relationship because there's too much BS going on around there. I see too many women going through divorce. Their men are doing this, that, and the third. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm good the way I am, because I don't have to worry about what you're doing and all that. And that's mentally, I'm like, I'm not there. And it's for me, it's being satisfied with myself. However, I've been married 3 times and I've lived a life. So that's a decision that I can make for myself, because I've had the experience of being married and having children and all that kind of stuff. So I know what it is. But and maybe if I was younger, I may be. If I always say, if I had the mind I have now at age 30, I would be unstoppable. But hindsight is 20/20, as they say. But
yeah, so I have to drop out because I just came back in.
Okay, what time is it over there?
This is 11 p.m.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's late. I know you're tired. Well, thank you so much for coming up.
You too. It was really fun.
And I dropped your link down in the chat, and also I dropped Aunt Anne's link down in the chat. She does Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I know that you're interested in that. I don't know if you ever checked out her channel, but she has a lot of tea and a lot of insight into the show.
I do check her channel. I think I'm even subscribed to her, sir.
Oh, okay. If you haven't checked her, check her out.
All right.
Thanks for coming up. All right, y'all. So thank you once again for staying and listening. Like I said, those topics is something to think about. Now, y'all listen. Don't run over there to Twitter looking at that MOCHA Fest that video. If you do, listen. If you want to get things going, put some heat in the bedroom, pull up that MOCHA Fest video thing. If you can't find it, send me an email. I'll send it to you. Child, let me tell you, that right there will get the bedroom stuff going on. Put that thing on, because that's if you and your, if you watch that type of stuff with your mate, you want to see that, if that's what gets you going, then check that out. So with that, I am going to get out of here. Thanks once again, and I will catch you in the next one.
Work, work, work. To me, I can work, 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 work. See me do me. Nobody touch me in a rush. Nobody text me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my passion. You took my heart, I'ma leave a decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for foundation.